Hi everyone, today we're going to talk about knife skills. Whether you're just starting in the kitchen or have some experience, knife skills are always a good area to review and continue to practice on. So before we get started, I want to go over some basics. With your cutting board, it's important to make sure to include a damp paper towel underneath to keep it from slipping. We're going to be using a chef's knife today. A chef's knife is one of the best kitchen tools you can have. And you can really do a lot with it the more familiar you get. Now for proper holding of the chef's knife, you're going to use your forefinger and thumb to grip the knife, and then you're going to go ahead and put the rest of your fingers around the handle. And then with your other hand, when you're cutting, you want to make a claw. So to make a claw, you want to take the tips of your fingers, bend them in so you don't accidentally cut those in whatever you're cutting. And you're going to use the knuckles and this portion of your fingers to help protect those tips of your fingers while you're cutting. With the knife itself, you always want to keep it with the tip on the cutting board. So you're going to be making rocking motions when you cut. And that tip on the cutting board is really going to help you in controlling the size of the pieces that you're cutting. Now to go ahead and show you what that looks like, we're going to go ahead and start with this cucumber. So we want to start with our fingers making a claw. We're going to hold on to that cucumber. We're going to hold on to the knife, again pinching it with the top two fingers. And then we're going to start making rocking motions and doing nice even slices. Once you get familiar in making slices and you get comfortable with holding the knife, the next area that we want to start with is with slices and dicing. So with this pepper here, we're going to go ahead and quarter it. And if we want to slice the pepper, we're going to go ahead and take one of those quarter pieces, take your knife, and in a rocking motion come down and cut them into nice even slices. The next cut that we're going to practice is a chop. And for a chop, we want them to be bigger pieces, so about a ½ inch piece. So we're going to start by cutting like slices, and then we're going to take that, rotate it over, and then cut them again, about ½ inch pieces to create a rough chop. So this was really good cut to do in salads. And then a dice is a little bit smaller than a chop. So for dicing, we're going to do a ½ inch slices first. And then we're going to go ahead and come the other way so that we have nice even squares. One of my favorite tools in working with youth when practicing cutting skills is a lettuce knife. A lettuce knife is shaped very similar to a chef's knife, so they can get comfortable in practicing how to hold it properly. But it also has the safety feature of being a much less sharp blade, so that there's less risk of them cutting themselves if they forget to use the claw and go back into normal hand style. So it helps them really practice that technique before switching over to a chef's knife. A great item to use when practicing knife skills with youth is a banana. Because lettuce knife blades are less sharp, it can be harder to get through carrots and potatoes and some of those vegetables. So a banana is a great starting point in getting youth comfortable with practicing their different knife skills, practicing making slices, and practicing using that proper cutting technique. So as you practice cutting fruits and vegetables, you'll find that you'll have a lot of chopped fruits and vegetables at hand. And what I like to do is practice using different vegetables, different fruits, putting them in storage containers, keeping them in the fridge, and then when I'm making meals later in the week, I have one step done in my cooking process.